Reading. We're almost up to day or 66 or 60 days total. We're actually on day 59 of 66 today. Things are looking pretty good. I'm loving this practice. I hope you're enjoying it as well. So, got the hands filtered. 4,600 hands out of my full year so far have gone to showdown. Up 651 or 52 big blinds per 100 hands as a winner right there. Let's just look through. I have it sorted by turn action. So a lot of these turn checks, raise, bet, check, check. As you can see on the screen, we're doing the heroes range today. Look for a good hand where we can hand read the hero. Look for some good action street by street. An unopened pot, I'm on the button. Raise, I bet, call, check, and then bet the river. Maybe I'm checking for value right there. No, I'm not. I'm out of position, so I'm not checking, hoping to check raise. I'm in position. That might be an interesting hand. Raise, call, raise. Oh, I already checked. Already did that one. Call, call, raise, check. Raise, check, raise, call. Just looking for some good action here. All these calling on the turn. Oh, let's take a look at some turn calling. Oh, one limper. I'm on the button. Call, call, call. Every street. What am I calling down with? 3 streets in a row. Or, every street, calling pre-flop and then calling on the flop in the turn as well. So what am I calling with here? In order to do this hand reading, we got to whip out our tools, split suits template right there, and Flopzilla as always. So hand number 876-17533. So what's going on here? We're on the button. We limp behind. 3 to flop. Let's see what's, Oh, 3 people? Good, he leaves. So our opponent ends up being Jadonm. Right here. So, Jadonm just decides to limp, and we limp behind. All right. So, what is our limp behind range? So far on this table, I've been pretty darn aggressive. 35-29 over the first 17 hands. So, let's see what my limping range is. Now, in general, I limp a very small range. In general, I do. Let me see here. He's kind of loose aggressive. I wouldn't mind. I should isolate him with most of my good hands. Let's see, he's a 31-17, 31-13. If I'm limping, I'm expecting both of these guys to call, so I'm choosing, by limping behind, I'm choosing to go to the flop 4-way in position. So what kind of hands do I generally do that with? 6s and below. 6s are probably the cutoff. Most of the time I'm raising 6s here, but occasionally I'll limp behind. Definitely not any of these. Man, I even hesitate putting any aces in my limp behind range versus this kind of player. I would love to just isolate them in general. So I'm not going to put any of those in my limp behind range. I'm really like, if I think about 9-8, I'm often re-isolating. Not always, but most of the time. I might call with these ones here. Call with the Queen 8. Call down to the King 7. This is going to look like a really weird range. Let me just lay it all out. I don't like either of those just calling. I'm normally raising that Jack 10 offsuit. I might just limp behind here with these crappy offsuit hands. 8-5. Most of the time I'm just folding stuff like this. Although, C-bet 20, C-bet 100, 0. I don't have many hands on these guys, but they're all loose passive. I do want to see lots of flops with them. I might be calling those two right there. Let's give myself calling. I'm most of the time raising those, raising all of these, raising the 7s are better. If I'm playing these hands, which most likely I am, I'm raising all of them right here. So I'm going to take them out of my limp behind range. Jack 9 offsuit, I don't think I'm limping behind. I think I'm just folding anything right here. I'm folding those. Like really, I'm giving myself a very narrow range. I'm widening it just a little bit more. I don't think I'd be calling down that low. 10-4, 10-5 probably would be it. 9-5 makes sense. I think all these aces, most of the time I'm just raising. So this looks like a really weird range, but it's just a limp behind range. Limp behind when I want to see the flop with some very loose passive players. is basically what it is right here. So we're looking at 17%, 226 combos. Now, who knows what this player their intention was? Limp just to see a flop, or maybe they were going to limp raise. Who knows what he has? But let's just put him on something that can kind of compete with this. Let's give him a better queen than we have. Let's give him queen 10 suited. Let's do that right here as a limping hand, which, you know, you often see people. Look at that gap between VPIP and PFR. Oftentimes they're limping hands like queen 10, queen 9 suited, jack 10, jack 8 suited, stuff like that. We won't worry about these players. We're just thinking about his range because he's the one that we'll be left with on the river. So ace, jack 3, spade, club, club. So on this flop right here, you could see if this is our range with a few pocket pairs, we actually have only 25% equity versus this gut shot plus a flush draw. Wow, I gave him a really good hand, actually. I just happened to choose clubs, but that's a really good hand for him to have right here. There's no way he's given up on a flop like this. Check and bets 85. Exactly pot. Ooh, I call a full pot size bet, knowing there's still one more player that could make some kind of crazy check raise, especially if he has an ace plus another club, or just a couple of clubs, or an ace and wants to slow play it and check raise. I mean, who knows? I was calling right here knowing one more player is still in. So if we take a look, $16 in the pot, it only puts $3 in. If I have a set or better, I am not just calling the pot size bet here. It's kind of a wet board. I'm definitely going to be raising. If he has like a hand like queen 10, he's not getting away from it. I can raise and get tons of value if I have a set of threes. So sets I don't have. Two pair even. Jack 3, what a weird two pair, but I think I'm raising right there. Don't even have any top pairs. Mid pairs, all those random jacks. I'm going to put plenty of draws in my range, but I think these mid pairs, I think they can be making this call right now. All just the random jacks. Yeah, I think so. Weak pairs, at least one street versus this guy, and I might just be playing in position. As soon as he checks the next street, I might be betting. It might be an attempt to take it away on the turn. Because oftentimes pot-sized donk leads, those don't always mean 100% just a strong hand. So I might float the flop here to take it away on the turn. I could do so with weak pairs. Not no-made hands. I'm going to give myself some more decent stuff. All the flush draws, the open-enders doing it, gut shots. Occasionally, I will be raising these kinds of hands. Like that gut shot right there with the 5-4, I might be raising these flush draws. I could be raising the open-enders. I could be raising... Oh, I don't even have any open-enders. I could be raising the flush draws and the gut shots right here. But the thing is, I don't always raise them, so I've got to put them in my calling range as well. So let's see, two pair sets and stuff. I got the gut shots in. Yeah, so I'm saying I'm calling a full pot size bet only 34% of the time, which is actually quite a narrow range right there. 34%, 69 combos. And if this is our range versus his gut shot plus a flush draw, I mean, he saw 62%. We took out a lot of the super crap hands, and we're left with some, you know, a little bit of showdown strength with some draws. But really, he's got a good lock on the hand. Oh, crap. I gave him a queen 10, and he just killed us with the king of hearts. How funny. So if that is his hand, he's got a lock. He's a 98% favor right here. Things are looking ugly for us. But if he has that hand, what a crazy guess I made. I mean, he could have a queen 10 of spades as well, no flush draw, but still hit it just then. Now he bets a full pot. Wow, what am I calling with? Dang it. I feel like I'm calling with... I feel like I'm calling with, instead of raising, just playing it snug. I feel like I'm calling an ace plus a club. I took them out pre-flop, but I really feel that that's what I'm calling with. They're flush, like combos. They're pair plus flush draw is the kind of stuff I'm just calling with here. I guess I could have just limped behind with a pair of threes, so I could have a set of threes now, actually. But oftentimes on that flop, I'm at least putting out a min raise. And if I didn't min raise the flop, I'm at least raising the turn now. That does complete a draw. But yeah, I don't have a straight. I don't have sets in my range. Two pair. Am I really just calling with king 3? I can just let him bluff at it. It's possible. And that's the only hand. There's only 2 combos. I am going to put that. I'm going to keep that in my range, I should say. Don't even have any top pairs. Mid pairs, all those kings now at this point. Man, I think I'm folding. Well, no, I could be calling with the mid pairs, thinking that he might be weak and I could be stealing. Although I don't like calling. I don't calling a full pot size bet. 2 streets, pot size bet. He's repping strength or a flush draw. Trying to bluff us off is all he's doing right here. I think I'm calling 2 pair. Mid pair, I really don't see myself calling. Weak pairs, no way am I calling 2 streets like that. Unless it could be the case where I've seen him play, maybe he's tilting and I've seen from other, like a prior hand. I've only played 17 hands here, but maybe in a prior hand I've seen him spew off a stack. I mean, maybe he started with 25 bucks and gave a good amount to him on a prior street. Or somebody left the table that he gave money to. I don't know. He could be tilting, so it's possible I could be calling top pair. Mid pairs, those kings, I'm going to keep those in the range. I don't like it, but I might make this play. I might be playing a little bit passive right now in order to try to pick off a bluff. Flush draws, I can be making the call. No flush draw, no way. Open ender, don't even have any. Gut shots now? Queen 3, I think those need folding. Those need to be folded unless they're a flush draw plus a gut shot. Yeah. Nope, so really look at that. I am narrowing my range big time. Just 20 combos at the end. Some of them arguably could be raised right here as a bluff or for value, totally. So we got 20 combos, 29%. I really don't like this hand. I don't like the way I'm playing it just for calls. It feels like I should be committing with a pair plus a good flush draw, or I should be raising for some kind of value. We can see we have kind of an awkward stack. It is a full stack right here, but if I had a crazy made hand, a crazy good, if I ended up with queen 10 right here, I think I should be raising for value, especially given that there's a flush draw on the board. He seems super committed, so if I have a nut hand, I should be raising. And I should be raising with my bluffs too. So I think calling really tells him I am not super nutted. I have some decent hands I want to see showdown with. He can bomb this and get me to fold most of the time. Without a queen 10 or without a 4-5, I'm probably folding on this river. Yeah, I think so. So was that final card? A 2 of spades right here. 2 of spades comes. We are looking at, well, he has 100% because he flopped the nuts or turned the nuts with a straight, if that is his hand. Now he makes a, excuse me, now he makes a tiny bet, and then we just call on the river. Wow, so what am I just calling? I do not have a straight. If I have 4-5, I guarantee I'm raising right here against a small bet. I guess the 2 pairs, am I really calling these middle pairs versus a small bet, some kind of really weak river attempt at a bluff, not wanting to commit everything, although he should commit everything with a bluff. You know, if I, whoops, I didn't mean to. I don't want to right click. If I think I was good on the turn, if I put him on a couple of clubs or even a jack trying to make a bluff, jack 10 or jack queen also that had a kind of backdoor equity that turned some equity right there. There's plenty of stuff actually that a king could possibly beat in his range right now. So I think I could call with the king, with all the kings actually, not that, with the mid pairs. All those random kings, I'm going to keep those in my range. I don't like the way I play the hand. Just looking at it right now, we'll see if when the hand at the very end, 40%, 8 combos, that's it. We'll see what my hand is at the end, see if I like the way I play. But looking at my actions on this board, I don't like just check calling the whole way. Just don't like it. 40%, 20 combos. I think that's what the numbers were. Oh no, 8 and 40%. Wow. Okay, let's see. 10-3, ace, deuce, offsuit. So I called pre-flop with an ace, which I think I should have ISO raised with. I don't like calling pre-flop with that. Actually, all of these, every single ace. I should have, I mean, normally I'm raising with all these aces. I don't know what made me think a call is good here. Pre-flop with just an ace. I think the ace, the ISO raise is better because it takes initiative. I take control. I use some aggression pre-flop. I have an ace, so if I flop an ace, I have a good hand. I can get some value. The whole way I was letting him take the lead. If he would have bombed that river, I would have folded. Guarantee I would have folded. If he would have shoved his full 12, was it 12 bucks? $12.50. I would have folded right there even with that ace. I just don't like the way I played the hand. I think it needed to ISO pre-flop. By ISOing pre-flop, I get both of them to fold likely. He just calls, and then on the ace, I can just bet for value, and if he decides to check raise me at some time, I can put him on probably a stronger ace than that. So yeah, great. I won a $10 pot, a 40 big blind pot off the guy, but at the same time, it just really is, I don't like the way I played. Oh, $16 pot after the river bet and call. I just don't like the way I played this hand right here. I think every ace deserves to be raised as an ISO raise. You can see he limped in with 10-3 suited. If he's opening 10-3 suited or limping 10-3, he's limping Jack-3, 9-3, possibly even like 8-5 suited. He's limping a ton of weaker stuff that with my ace, like let's take a look at this real quick. Let's flip the script, clear all the fields. Let's give myself an ace offsuit. So he's limping, it was 10-3, right? But he's limping here. He's probably limping all this stuff. I mean, maybe he's raising the 8-7. I mean, we got to give him a raising somewhere to start. So he's limping all of this stuff, right? So we have an offsuit ace versus this super weak limping range. We actually have 58% equity. It's definitely worth raising right here. He might be limping. Let's take a look at this other stuff. I mean, he could be limping this stuff too. Let's say he raises with pocket sevens. Let's say, yeah, let's give him just these weakest aces that he's raising with. Now we still have 53% equity versus his full limping range here. And then like we can even look, he's possibly even limping with some of this stuff, limping with some of these aces as well instead of raising. So now we have 53% equity if he has a super wide limping range. So really, we should isolate, take advantage of our position, take advantage of some pre-flop aggression with some fold equity right there. If we're raising it, making it 5 big blinds, $1.25, he's folding right there, and we're just taking down the pot 2.5 big blinds by making a simple isolation raise. I think that was the better play, instead of playing passively and just calling down with a weak ace the whole way. Yeah, I just don't like the play at all. I understand why I did it. I just don't like it. I would not recommend anybody limp behind with an ace on the button, ever. Even if you think your opponent is tricky and the only time they ever limp is if they limp and then re-raise with queens, kings, or aces, you'd have to have thousands of hands and have a pretty good read on an opponent to think that they only limp and then raise like that. Most opponents are going to limp suited stuff and small pocket pairs. When you come over the top with a raise, you just take it down pre-flop with a very simple raise to 5 big blinds. I add 2.5 big blinds to my to my stack right there. So yeah, it's worth the raise pre-flop. Don't like the play. Alrighty, y'all, thank you very much for watching day 59. Come back next time for day 60 of 66. Peace.